Responsibilities of a coach. There are 4 responsibilities that I highlighted. The first is equal opportunities. So equal opportunities is just making sure everyone gets the same chance to take part and develop. So everyone takes part in sessions and no one's left out, no one's sitting on the side. This just means treating everyone equally and without bias and giving everyone a chance just to have fun. No matter what their disability is, their gender, whatever, they still have a chance to take part, they still have a chance to have fun, and they still have a chance to develop and succeed in the sport if they want to. An example of this could be a coach that works with disabled people, or a coach that coaches non-disabled athletes, but may have disabled athletes in there. For example, a PE teacher may have one child in a wheelchair, so they may adapt the session by playing wheelchair basketball instead of normal basketball, so that the wheelchair user is able to take part and have fun, and it also something that they can take part in and develop in. This benefits them as it's fun for everyone. No one get left out. For example, the child in the wheelchair isn't sat at the side watching, feeling upset because he can't play. And anyone with ambitions in sport can have a chance to succeed and be successful. So, for example, if there was a girl that wanted to succeed in rugby, and a coach may overlook her because rugby is a very centered around boys, girls that don't have a chance to play in school, stuff like that. So that's an example of not having equal opportunities. Whereas to have equal opportunities means that the girl does get a chance to play and develop as a rugby player, even though it's less popular. She still gets to play and have fun and enjoy it. Professional behaviour is the next one. This is following a set code of conduct, staying within professional boundaries to keep both them and the participants safe, and includes being respectful, punctual, having appropriate behaviour, appropriate discipline, and appropriate language. This is basically just producing professional boundaries, saying I'm not going to go past here with the athlete, keeping a sort of coach to participant relationship, nothing more than that. Not making anyone feel uncomfortable, and always acting professional, sort of turning up on time, wearing the correct kit. So, for example, going back to the PE teacher should always be on time, always wear the correct kit, always act appropriately. It's important as it sets a good example for their students. Their students see them, or sets a good example for the participants. Participants sees them turning up on time, wearing the appropriate kit. They're more likely to turn up on time and wear the appropriate kit. If they act right, take it seriously, the students are going to act correctly and take it seriously. And the second part of it is it just keeps both participants and the person taking part safe, makes them feel comfortable and can enjoy it without any thing that makes them uncomfortable. Secondly, health and safety. Health and safety is monitoring and ensuring potential hazards are kept minimal as possible, carrying out risk assessments before, during and after sessions. This is for everyone involved, so the coach themselves, participants, officials, spectators, they all need to be looked after, so that's the responsibility of a coach to do that, or it can be. For example, someone who works in the sports hall, so they may not coach sessions, or coaches many sessions, but they still have to look after the sports hall, make sure there's no leaks coming from the ceiling, or the equipment works fine and it's ready to use, for whoever wants to use it next. This is important as it keeps everyone safe and avoids injury, and also protects them from legal action. I should say another part of health and safety is first aid, making sure someone's first aid trained on the site and there's a first aid kit. It avoids injury and keeps everyone safe by just making sure there's no hazards, so a pole might be sharp, a ball might be flat, so a football might be flat, so they trip on it instead of kicking it, that sort of thing. And it avoids legal action, as if someone does get injured, they may look at the health and safety measures in place, and if they follow correct procedure, they can avoid the legal action and nothing will come of it. Knowledge of coaching environment. This is being aware of the coaching environment and pathways to progress their coaching career, and understanding new regulations, knowing about opportunity to develop or pathways to coach at a higher level. This is basically sort of a personal to the coach, so how they can improve as a coach themselves. It's more ignoring the participants, this one, and more about just the coach as an individual. So it allows them to coach at a high level and improve their sessions. Which, of course, if they improve their sessions, the participants will benefit from it as it'll be more fun for them. They'll learn more, they'll gain more from it, they'll improve their performance more, and they'll want to play more. Example of this could be a young coach in any sports. Let's take, I don't know, squash as an example. If they've just started to coach squash, but they have aspirations to go on and achieve and coach at a higher level. So let's say they've just started, but they want to coach at a national standard. The young coach should know how to improve. So they know how to improve. They can become more efficient at their sessions. If they overlooked the fitness, they can add fitness elements to the session. Overlook certain skills, they can add those skills into their sessions. This will help as it'll improve their coaching, so better coaching for their participants, so the participants will improve more. They'll be more successful, and also they'll just know how they can succeed. So if they know they have to get someone to come watch them coach in order to go on to a higher level, they can get that person down, watch them coach, get advice on back, get promoted onto a higher level, so regional standard, and then from regional to national, which will help them propel their career. Going into examples of coaches, the first coach I've selected was Amanda Redden. This was the head coach of the Team GB gymnastics team. One of her main responsibilities is the health and safety of the athletes she coaches. This is because gymnastics is a high-risk sport where there are lots of potential hazards. So yeah, gymnastics is high risk as they're flying around doing all sorts of tricks and stuff in uncomfortable positions. So example, the vault, they go flying through the air, doing twists and turns. If they get it wrong, they can land on their head, their neck, their spine. So if, for example, there was a crash mat there, that could cause a spinal injury, which could be life-threatening, or greatly reduce their quality of life. So obviously, health and safety is a big aspect in gymnastics. This is important as it keeps everyone safe. So Amanda will just make sure their safety mats out. Are they doing it correctly? Is everything fine? And is there first aiders on scene? That sort of thing. This will keep everyone safe and avoid injuries, so they can keep training, which will help their performance. Obviously, no one wants to get injured, which is a big thing about it. The impact of this, again, they can keep training, so because they're not injured, so their performance will increase more. They can do more high-risk stuff as there's less chance of injury, so they can perform higher level skills. A negative of this is it does take a lot of time sometimes to do risk assessments all the time, especially in gymnastics. She's checking every single piece of gymnastics on the equipment on the floor. That can take a lot of time as there's a lot of equipment in it. Moving on, an under-11 tennis coach. This is the sort of coach that will teach young children the basic techniques and skills of tennis. Their main responsibility is professional behaviour, as they are working one-on-one with the young children, increasing the need of professional conduct to protect both themselves and their participants. So young children are easily influenced, so if they're late, if they're not presented well, this can rub off on the children. The children can start acting like that, which I can imagine their parents wouldn't be all too happy about. So that's a good example to them. It also keeps them safe and allows them to enjoy the sessions. It will also put their parents at ease, knowing that this coach is going to behave appropriately. Their child isn't going to be picking up any swear words or being treated inappropriately. So both the child can enjoy the session, and the parents can be safe in the knowledge that their child is safe with this coach. The impact of this is if the child enjoys the session, they're more likely to take part and keep playing and succeed if they want to, or just enjoy their sport. Negative of this is not really a negative of this, that's kind of important, so can't think of a negative. Moving on, Simon Martin. Simon Martin coaches the Team BC men's rugby team, as well as Bridgewater and Albion RFC's first team. His main responsibility is knowledge of the coaching environment, And this is so that he can progress his career as a coach and coach participants at a higher level. So currently, Simon Martin is actually taking part in an RFU program, sort of a dummy program with the college and Bridgewater and North Petherton rugby team. So in order for this program to be successful, he needs to be the best coach that he can be. And so his knowledge of the coaching environment will help him here, as he can know how to improve, become a better coach, and therefore the program will be more successful. Also, if he has hopes of coaching at a higher level, for example, Bridgewater and Albion are in a Southwest League. If he wanted to coach in a National League or a Championship team or a Premiership team, his knowledge of the coaching environment will help him to improve his coaching standard and to know how to go on to coach at that higher level to improve his career. Those are the positives. And negative of this is, we'll skip that one as well. Tony Minicello, I'm guessing, is a professional athletics coach who helped guide Jessica Ennis to a 2012 Olympic gold medal in the heptathlon. His main responsibilities is equal participants to equal opportunities to his athletes, as he coaches a lot of participants with differing abilities and genders, meaning that he should allow each the same chance to develop and progress. He shouldn't neglect one just because they're not going to succeed or they're bad now, so I'm not going to give them a chance ever. This is important to him because he works with a lot of different athletes individually, so he can't be biased, he can't neglect them. All his athletes, or an advantage of this, and the impact of this is all his athletes can succeed, and there's no discrimination from him to his athletes, so his athletes have a chance to improve and succeed as they wish. A negative of this is if he's given all his time to, or if he's given his time equally to each athlete, he may not give a chance to someone or not focus as much as he should do on an athlete who has a real chance of succeeding. So, for example, he may have neglected Jessica. If he hadn't neglected Jessica Ennis's training, she may not have won that gold medal, and therefore he wouldn't have been successful, and Jessica Ennis wouldn't have been successful. Moving on to the importance of responsibility. So the same here. I've listed the importance of each responsibility to each coach. As you can see, for example, the first responsibility of a tennis coach is their professional behaviour, followed by equal opportunities, then health and safety, and then knowledge of the coaching environment. One similarity I highlighted here was the under-11s tennis coach and Simon Martin both had equal opportunities as their second most important. This is because they're coaching young children, so they wouldn't have fully developed their talents at that point, at that age. And so they all need a chance to develop and succeed, as at that age you can't tell who's going to be successful and who's not. So if they give everyone a chance to develop and succeed, then the people that work hard will succeed and the people that don't won't, but that's their own fault, not the fault of the coaches. In health and safety, this is a difference this time. Amanda Redden was first, and the rest of them put it as their third most important responsibility. This is because gymnastics is a lot more high risk than tennis, rugby, or athletics, bar maybe high jump or pole vault. So for this reason, health and safety is going to be a lot more important to Amanda, as the chance of injury is a lot higher. Therefore, health and safety needs to be stricter, in order to stop injury, and so there's no injuries. Finally, knowledge of the coaching environment for both Amanda and Tony, I both put as second. This is because they're elite level coaches. They teach athletes right at the top level of their sport, and so in order to get there, they will have needed to know how the coaching environment works in order to get up to that level, to improve as a coach. And in order to stay at that level, they need to know how to improve, how to keep on top, how to coach better sessions than anyone else in order to stay there. So, for example, if Tony was neglecting a certain, say, the sprinting part of the heptathlon, he may then know how to improve on his sprinting coaching, and therefore keep at the top of his game and stay at the top of the coaching